Morgan Freeman deserves so much better, man. Gosh, this movie was something else. How is everybody doing? This is All Things Entertainment, hosted by William Thomas Alexander. And something that I want to try to do is not edit. I don't like editing. Okay, editing is not fun. All right, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible for me for these videos, so I don't have to edit one bit. Okay, and I might stutter. I don't really care. I might lose what I'm talking about. I have ADHD. What do you want me to say, man? But I'm still here to entertain you guys, and I'm still here to voice my opinion. So without further ado, let's talk about this. Me and my girlfriend went to go see Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And just like how I said it, is just how corny that movie was. This movie was a fun, cute movie. I told my girlfriend this was a fun, cute movie. We were sitting in the theater. We were up. We weren't falling asleep. There might have been a couple moments where we were dozing off, but for the most part, we were having a good time. We was eating our popcorn. We done lit the tree, so we was hungry. We was fucking up that popcorn, man. But we had a good time. We was laughing at some moments. All of the heist stuff that they were doing in the movie was really cool. They did some cool things. Like every movie, there are some nitpicks. There are some things that could have been done better. There were lots of things in this movie that could have been done better. But there were some gems. They did have some moments. They brought back everybody. They brought back Isla Fisher. Isla Fisher was in the first one, and she wasn't in the second one, I believe, because she was having a kid in real life. And they brought her back in this one. And what I really liked is that the reason for her leaving her character in the second one was that she actually was pregnant. She did that whole stunt in the whole glass case in the water. She said that she was pregnant while she was doing that. So she had to step away. I thought that was really cool because in real life, she actually was pregnant. They brought everyone back. They brought Dave Franco. He was great. Woody Harrelson was funny as heck. I still don't understand how he's able to just take over people's minds or turn them into vegetables, whatever you want to call it. They actually had a joke in there about that. He said that some people aren't susceptible. And I do wonder if that's how hypnotists work. Like, do you just have to be susceptible to hypnotism? Is that how that works? Because if that is how that works, I don't think I'd get hypnotized. Honestly, I wouldn't be susceptible. I'm too stubborn. If someone says I'm going to hypnotize you, I'm going to say no, you're not. And that's that. They're going to try and it's not going to work. Jesse Eisenberg, he's always a stud, man. It's a shame to see all of them age. Jesse Eisenberg he looks like he's aged. And it's weird because he's looked young for forever. I feel like any movie that you can think of Jesse Eisenberg in, he has his curly hair and he just looks young. In this movie, you could tell that he's a little bit older. All of them. You could tell all of them are older. Even Morgan Freeman. This is the oldest I've seen Morgan Freeman look in any movie, honestly. And he's always looked old, right? But he's just in this movie, you can tell that he's up there in age finally, and that's saying something to him. That's a testament to him because he's always looked a healthy old, if that makes sense. Respectfully. There were plenty of bad things that I didn't like about this movie, though. I will say a couple of things that didn't make sense. A couple of things that just didn't work. One thing that didn't work, the villain. Oh, man, how unthreatening she was. Man, you couldn't have picked a worse villain. Honestly, you really couldn't have. She wasn't scary. No threat level at all. At no point did I think that the four horsemen were ever going to not save the day. A throwaway villain. completely throwaway villain. They man, Morgan Freeman deserved better, man. Look, where are the Morgan Freeman fans at? Because if you're a Morgan Freeman fan, do not go see this movie. They spoiler alert. I'll put a little spoiler alert right here for anyone that actually cares about spoilers for this movie. They killed off Morgan Freeman. Now I get it. He's up there in age. Of course, he's not gonna be in the next movie if they do a next one. Which, by the way, it seems like they are gonna do a next one. He obviously can't be in it. He's getting up there in age, so he has to exit. Why didn't they just have him retire? Why didn't you know? Why the way in which he died was disrespectful. I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, bro, there's just no way. I actually thought he made it out. I thought he made it out, and then I'm seeing him limping, and he's already walking slow. I don't even know how I noticed that he was hurt. Bro was already walking slow, but he was just walking with like his hand on his liver, and I was like, bro, ain't no way, bro got shot. He got shot, and the way he did it, bro, we were laughing, y'all. We were laughing. I ain't got no shame. We were laughing. That was one of the worst like send-offs to any character that has some substantial meaning to any franchise I've seen in a while. They gave him such a sacrificial like send-off, but the sacrifice wasn't a payoff. It wasn't satisfying. That sacrifice was comical. How did it happen? Like what? And how was he even? I don't know, man. Morgan Freeman deserved better. But like I said, it was a cute, fun movie. It was a cute, fun movie. Definitely don't go spend your money to watch this in the theaters. I have a membership with AMC, as you know. When I pull up to AMC, they call me Mister. And yeah, so my ticket was there. I paid for my girlfriend's ticket, but. Don't spend your money to go see this in theaters. This will be in streaming in T-minus 2 months. I promise you. Okay? Put it on for the kids, for the family. Put it on as like, for the background. You could turn your head to it, chuckle a little bit. Maybe you caught something that was cool, how they do some of the magic tricks. But yeah, don't spend your money on in theaters for this. This movie asks you to suspend your disbelief a lot. There were a couple times where I looked over and I was like, babe, how? What? Not only that, but the movie was predictable. It was predictable in the slightest. You know what? I'm going to take that back. There was a theory that I had that I wasn't so right. Like I was half right. I was half right on a theory. And so I'm not going to say this movie was super predictable, but I will say this movie was cliche. Oh man, first 35 minutes, we're not going to show any of the main OG characters that literally made this movie. We're going to spend the first 30 minutes focusing on a new generation of actors. Also, why in these new movies with OG characters do they always have to be put with like younger proteges, man? They do that in every movie. So now you always have to have the joke of like, oh man, I'm old and they're young. So there's two different generations. That generation, they try to find comic relief in that. It happens all the time. We see that in every movie. Those are the cliches that I'm talking about. But the first 30 minutes, you're spending time with younger kids, younger magicians that are pulling off heists, just like the Horsemen did. Back in their day, and it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit to get to like the where the OGs are, but once you do, then it kind of picks up a little bit more. They kind of fool you in the beginning, which to the movie's credit, that is the name of the movie. The opening scene obviously opens up with the Horsemen, but it's not what you think. Actually, it actually goes the other way. Unless you watch the trailers. I don't know. I haven't seen any trailers for it for real. I went into this movie completely blind, right? Obviously, other than the fact that I've seen the first two. I think I spoke about almost everything. This movie was a bad movie. It wasn't a good movie. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna sit here and say this movie was good. It wasn't that good. It was fun and it was cute. Definitely a streaming movie for sure. It was great to see these characters again. Isla Fisher it was awesome to see her. It's always awesome to see Dave Franco. Shout out to Dave Franco, man. I want to see him in a lot more. He was just in this horror movie that like did really well. He's fantastic. It was awesome. Jesse Eisenberg was great. Woody Harrelson was awesome. I forgot the other actress's name that was in the second one that took place in Isla Fisher. The new kids, they were cool. There was a standout out of the new kids. This one dude was doing impressions of all four of them. Yo, he has talent. I would not be surprised if he's in more projects as like in later years to come, because he was a standout. And if we're talking about the new characters that they tried to add in here, they did have a little cameo at the end. I will not spoil that. It doesn't really matter to me, honestly, but there is a little nod to something in the future. So who knows? There might be a bigger franchise at hand, or they might expand this universe even more than what we thought. With that being said, you could wait till streaming for this one. This movie isn't worth the money. But I think that's everything. If I had to rate this movie, I'm rating it a 5. Wouldn't recommend going to see it in theaters. But if you have nothing else to watch and you want to go see it in theaters, it's a fun time. It's okay. You get to see a bunch of magic tricks. Who doesn't want to see magic, right? With that being said, this is All Things Entertainment, hosted by yours truly. Thank y'all, and see you in the next video. I'm not making any edits. If I make a single edit, I'm throwing my whole setup away. No edits. Raw, uncut, just me talking. Because me talking brightens up everybody's day. Now I'm playing. I'm just kidding.